Hey there, everybody. This is Javier here. I'm coming to you live right now. I'm currently in North Carolina, and I'm just wanted to give you guys some further thought in addition to what I was talking about and discussing yesterday. I wanted to kind of dive a little bit deeper into, because I had a really deep discussion yesterday in regards to my thoughts and feelings on the gay community, why I was either excommunicated from it or left it or whatever, and why I don't see myself as a part of that community. Well, at the same time, I will always, be a defender of rights for gay people and equality for gay people, including myself, etc., etc. But I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into, or maybe, if you will, I wanted to correct a few things that I said yesterday. And I also wanted to use this broadcast to talk a little bit about why and just to talk about why I fully support gay marriage. So just to kind of edit something I said yesterday a little bit, if you will, I was talking about how a lot of gay guys hang out with girls and all that, and I says, like, gay guys shouldn't do that, and at the end, at one point, on one side, I want to kind of clarify why I think that. Before I get into gay marriage, I want to clarify why I think that. I want to clarify why I think that, because like it's not a place for me to judge at the end of the day whoever wants to be friends with or not. Like, if a guy wants to hang out with girls, etc., etc., or whatever, it's not a place for me personally to judge. But at the same time, I just wanted to emphasize my viewpoint that when you see gay guys who always hang out with girls and who only hang out with girls and who have a bunch of girlfriends and no guy friends and all that, there's something sad about that. And I want to be completely upfront and honest about it. There's something sad about that. And the sad part about that is, you have to wonder or even ask yourself what went on in that person's life to bring them to that point. Where they're only hanging out with girls now. Like, for a gay guy to only be hanging out with girls and to be effeminized by girls, etc., etc. What brought them to that point in their life to where all their friends are now girls, and where they're a guy and all their friends are now girls? What brought them to that point in their life? One can claim it's their effeminate attributes, or maybe they're very feminine or whatever, effeminate, or they're very flamboyant or very, lipsy, whatever. I don't know. Maybe they like girl stuff. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. It's not my place to judge if that's their choice that they make, that they want to hang out with girls. But I have a theory, and the theory is quite sad, actually. The theory is quite sad. My theory is this: they were rejected from all their guy friends because they're gay. Maybe they had straight male friends who cut them off. Maybe they had, they used to have friends who were male, who ended up ending friendships with them because they were gay, which is evil, in my opinion. It's evil. When straight guys do that, when a straight friend does that to a gay person, that's evil. And I'm not even going to mince words there. And I already explained why I think they do it. Maybe they think they're going to hit on them or whatever. And a lot of that times that's just not true. It's just your failure to actually love that person that God gave you as your friend, which is very, it's sick and it's sad. And unfortunately, my theory is that probably pushes, guys to hang out with girls, gay guys to hang out with girls only, because girls are the only ones that will accept them. Girls are the only ones that will have fun with them and take them out and all that stuff. And as a result, they become very feminized. And it's actually very, very sad if that is the case. Because if that is the case, they're rejected by guy friends, they're cut off by their best friend or whatever. It's very sad. It's very sad. And straight guys who do that to their gay friends after they come out or whatever, that's an evil thing to do. Um, and but that's just a theory anyway. That's just a theory anyway. And if it pushes them to like only hang out with girls, that in the long run effeminizes gay guys, and that is just a really wrong way to take it. Wrong way to take. So it's just, I look at gay guys who are always hanging out with girls, and I feel sad for them because I don't know what brought them to that point in their life. And like I said, it's not my place to judge that. It's not my place to judge. Now, that being said, that was just a theory, so I just kind of wanted to bring that up. Let me know what you guys think. I wanted to talk a little bit about, for part 2 of this segment, which is not going to be very long, I wanted to talk a little bit about gay marriage, why I support gay marriage. Obviously, you know me, I'm not going to go into my whole story. In the past, I was very, very, very against gay marriage. I was vehemently against it because I came from a fundamentalist Christian worldview, which I brought myself into. I wasn't raised that way. My parents were liberal. God bless them for that. But at the same time, I got myself into a very fundamentalist Christian worldview. I'm not going to tell the whole story, but there was a point in my life where I was very against gay marriage, like really standing outside of the Supreme Court when it was about to be legalized, etc., etc. I was, protesting it, marching for marriage, all that stuff, posting about it on Facebook. That was me. I did a 180 on that, but that 180 did not happen overnight. I'm going to be real. That 180 did not happen overnight. It was, my 180 on gay marriage was a long and lengthy process, if you will. It was a long and lengthy process. It was aside from learning to re-accept myself, that I'm gay myself. That's different. But that was just part of it. It was also, it may have been part of it that maybe I want to get married one day. That's part of it too. But that's not the whole cake. I think what really sealed the deal, and maybe if there's multiple things that sealed the deal, but what really sealed the deal with why I fully support gay marriage now is because I believe in the law. Wait for it, it's because I believe in the Christian law of chastity. Yeah, I said it. Because I believe in the Christian law of chastity. And that is a Christian doctrine. I believe strongly, for moral, secular, and Christian reasons, that nobody should have sex before marriage. I've always held to that view. But at the same time, I believe strongly that same standard should apply to gay and straight people. And I believe that gay and straight people are equal in society. Straight people aren't better than gay people just because they can go and have a bunch of kids. That doesn't make them any better. Yeah, sure, they can do that. God bless them for that, but that doesn't make them better. And I believe strongly that every single person, gay or straight, deserves to find love. At the end of the day, I believe strongly that it is cruel and unusual, and the Mormons know this. If you're LDS and you're watching this, the Mormons know this. It is cruel and unusual and wrong and unbiblical to force somebody to live a celibate life, to force somebody to live a single life. And I did express this in front of the LDS temple. Okay, I was in front of the LDS temple in Salt Lake not too long ago, and I called out the hypocrisy that the Mormon Church has. All right, and the hypocrisy is this: they say that they condemn. Okay, so the Mormon Church condemns the Catholic Church. Okay, why do they condemn the Catholic Church? Because they require their priests to remain celibate. Where Mormons believe strongly, and I believe some Christians, evangelicals, believe strongly too, that it is wrong and sinful to force somebody to stay celibate. But the hypocrisy comes here. That's what they tell gay people to do. Now, you know why they don't see it as hypocrisy? Because they don't see gay people as legitimate human beings. Legitimate human beings that are equally worthy of love, equally worthy of having a relationship, equally with the capability of falling in love, of finding a person they care about, of having crushes, of wanting to date. They don't see gay people as equal as straight people. That's why The Mormon Church will point at the Catholic Church and say, look at them, they make their priests stay celibate, that's not right, while doing this, while demanding at the same time that gay people stay celibate or marry someone of the opposite sex. So it's mind-blowing hypocrisy. And even there's verses in the Bible that say it is, and they're not even wrong on this. That's the thing. There's verses in the Bible that says it is wrong to force somebody to stay celibate, but they do it to gay people. That's hypocrisy. That's hypocrisy. Now, once again, going back to what I was saying, I believe in the Christian law of chastity with my whole heart. Moral, Christian, and secular reasons. And at the same time, I believe everybody should have that chance to fall in love and to even get married. And now, again, we talk about the concept of getting married, We talk about that concept. Marriage is between a man and a woman. Yes, I believed that for a very, very, very long time. But to me, the way I view marriage now, I'm going to be honest with you, the way I view marriage now is a lifelong commitment, a lifelong dedicated commitment between two people who want to spend their lives together. If they are committed to spending their lives together and only taking care of that one person that they're going to love and care for the rest of their lives, then that should be a marriage. That should be marriage right there. That's what marriage is. You will love and care and commit to that one person for the rest of your life. And that's what marriage is. And I believe that, once two people make that commitment and say, yes, I will commit to you and only you for the rest of my entire life, then I believe that that's when people are allowed to, have relations, if you will, have relations. And because you're only committed to that one person. And that's my take on it. That's just my take on it. So I want people to be able to fall in love, find happiness, and get married. I do. So I just, and then you talk about the whole idea of, of sexual relations, and there is some truth to that. I'm not going to lie. There is some truth to that. Because when you talk about sexual relations, like, you're correct, and I don't want to get into the graphics of it, but they are correct in the sense that this doesn't go into that, but for the male and female, it is, it fits right. You know what I'm saying? They're correct on that. But at the same time, after marriage, after that commitment for life to say, I will commit to you and only you to the day I die, then ultimately what's people's business is what's people's business. So that's the way I see it. I get many people will see it differently, and I genuinely want to go into the next generation, for the people of tomorrow, for the younger generation, for Gen Z, whatever, to abandon homophobic views, to view gay people as equal, to not be afraid to have a gay friend, to not be afraid to get to know that gay person, to not have this fear of gay people or these ultra conservative views that keep your mind in a place of, that keep your mind and heart and soul in a place of homophobic viewpoints of the past. Those need to be left in the past. Gay people are children of God, and that's just what it is. And every child of God should have the right to love, commit, and find that partner for life, and also have a friend. Have that loyal friend. Have those loyal friends. Have family, at the end of the day. Friendship, family, love. And a relationship with God. Those are the four things that every human being, gay or straight, should be worthy of having. And without going on any more of a rant, I think that's just all I wanted to say. Take care, guys. This is Javier here.